Hi, I'm Kippi from KippiAtHome.com. Welcome to my home and to my channel. So excited that you decided to join us. I'm doing a collaboration with some other fantastic YouTube crafters, DIYers, and bloggers. And I will list their links to their channels below because you don't want to miss any inspiration. And our challenge is to do something with Dollar Tree ornaments to make them fabulous. So I took a few dollars worth of Dollar Tree ornaments and I upscaled them and they look fantastic. You're gonna love it. It's so easy. So let's get started. Gonna start on my first ornament. I decided to use chalkboard paint. It has a beautiful matte finish. I took one of those clear ornaments from the Dollar Tree and I found a couple little sticks to hold it. Spray painted it on there simply. And it shows a reflection right now, but that will be gone as soon as it dries. It has a beautiful matte finish. And I'm going to suggest that you wear a glove because I did end up getting that black paint on my fingers and it's difficult to get off. The next ornament I'm going to make is the faux mercury glass, non-breakable mercury glass ornament, which is a great idea since we've broken so many over the years. Kids, pets, you name it, they've been broken. So spraying a few sprays of that mirror glass in there, and I'll put the link below so you know exactly what it is because it has to be that product to make this look that way. So you put a few sprays in and I upped to 3 because of the size of this ornament. It's a regular size ornament or a small ornament, you could use less per application. So you're going to do 3 to 4 applications in this same manner. So you put it in there and swirl it around, shake it, make sure you fold up a paper towel to put over the opening so you don't end up with paint on your hand. As you can see, I already got some on mine. And then you're going to use a spray mixture of 50% water, 50% white distilled vinegar. And you're going to swirl that around in there as well and shake it. And I used my hair blow dryer, so it didn't cost me anything. These are items I already had at my home. I actually already had the mirror glass because I have been using it for other things with the Dollar Tree challenge. So you will see that where I've used it in other places. So this was beautiful, worked out perfect. Each one of them were different. So I hope you will give that a try. You're going to love the way that looks. All right, my next ornament is going to be snow-covered ornament. So I'm starting out with my Dollar Tree ornaments, and this is a 2-pack, so you get 2 ornaments for $1. And Mod Podge I already had on hand. It doesn't matter what the finish is. This one I think is matte, doesn't matter. Paintbrush, so these are items I already had. And I'm just painting it right onto the ornament. So put a liberal coat on. And as soon as I got that all the way around, then I just opened up that Epsom salt and sprayed it on there sprinkled with my hands. I used a spoon. It doesn't even matter. You can even kind of roll it in there. Just get it liberally covered with the Mod Podge first is the key to it. And then just however you want to sprinkle it on there. And then let it dry and you're going to love the results. Now it's time to finish off those black matte painted bulbs. I started out with a silver glitter paper that I ran through my Cricut Maker and cut out a bunch of different sized little circles to make polka dots. So, and I can put the link to that file below in the description, so make sure you stop by and grab that file. So, and if you don't have a Cricut Maker, you could use glitter and glue, or you could put a little paint on there and also, put a little glitter on the paint as it's wet, and it will definitely work. And here's a little tip, is to make sure you have a little cup or bowl or something to sit the ornament in as you work on it because it keeps rolling around on the work center. Wish I'd have thought of that before I got started, but I figured it out and that's the way I've worked the rest of the time. So I put the little pretty shiny dots all over the bulbs and I just randomly chose where to put them. So there's no rhyme or reason, just have fun with it. And they turned out beautiful. The finish on that ornament is so mirrored, like you can see around the room as I'm working on it. It's really turned out perfect. And every one of them are different. So now I'm going to add back in those little tops that are very important because they hold the ornament ribbon on. So I use 3 different ribbons on each ornament. And I kind of measured them out The first one, I'm trying to figure out which colors I'm going to use, which ribbons together. So I decided to use 3, and I used 3 on all of them. And I used about 7 inches in length for the small ones, and about 8 inches on the big ones. So that's all completely up to you how you want to do it. So I kind of cut them off, and then I kind of folded them together. I kept them in the same arrangement on each one. And you can see I'm fiddling with it a little bit, but that's okay. It's easy enough to do. So pull them through. And wired ribbon would be a little harder to do. I actually tried that, and it was the bigger ribbon, and it was virtually impossible. So I thought, geez, I'll just change over to like real ribbon. So this silvery one is probably not, well, none of it's wired, but I don't know, you wouldn't use it for apparel, but the other 2 could actually be used, you know, even with sewing. I don't think I'd use the silver one, but anyway. So I'm just going to cut the ends off, all kind of going the same way, and I want the one on the bottom to be the longest, and kind of layer them along so you can see a wee bit of each one of them. So here they are. Both of these are finished. I've already done the black one, done the silver. All right, the last one I'm going to do is the Frosty Snowball, and I used a little different arrangement. I still have the glittery silver on the bottom, and then the buffalo check in the middle, and I used a lame silver on the top. And I just decided not to cut it for some reason, and it made it a little bit more difficult. So you definitely want to cut. That's a great hint. Cut it first. And I've actually wasted some ribbon by cutting it like this as well, because I had to cut more of it off. So you definitely want to do that. And then it kind of squish it around and twist it around to put the lame back on top, so they are kind of going in the same way. And once again, stagger the layered ribbons with the longest on the bottom and the shortest on the top, and of course the middle in the middle. There you go, almost finished. I'm loving the way these turned out. And here's just a little hint on those snowballs. Light goes through them, and they are so pretty. So in that arrangement that I am going to be working on, that's why I put the lights in there, so the light would come through those snowball ornaments. There they are. Now they're ready for decorating my centerpiece. I'm ready now. I've been so excited to use these bulbs. Okay, I'm starting out with the dry foam, and I'm going to place it in my antique dough bowl. And this dough bowl is pretty big, so I need to fill it in, because if I put the ornaments down in there, you won't be able to see them. So I'm going to try to elevate the ornament and the arrangement to spill over the top of it a little bit so you can actually see it. So I use my dry foam, and I just use a cutting board and a serrated knife right from my kitchen, and I cut the corners off just so it'll fit in there easily. There it goes. It's going to fit in there perfect. Well, perfect enough for our purposes. So I want to put them in, and then I have another one I'm going to cut and put in there as well. And then I use the pieces from a leftover project and the leftover corners to fill in around the edges of the bigger blocks. What I'm trying to prevent is my ornaments from falling down into the middle, so I want to elevate them, plus have a little something to put my floral picks in. The floral picks I purchased from the Walmart, $5 for the big branch and $3 for a snowy branch, which you'll see in a moment. So once I get this all arranged in there, I've used my fairy lights, because the snow globe ornaments, you can see the light right through it. It is a stunning look. So I used fairy lights that have a timer, because I can just set the timer and it goes on and off every day, and I can enjoy it without having to rearrange or fuss with the lights. However, you can just put the fairy light container battery pack on the back side, and you could, feasibly reach behind there and change it. All right, once they're all in there, then I'll start my arranging. I'll put those fairy lights on the top first, then I'll start filling in with the greenery. And I use my favorite pair of wire cutters, and I'll put the link to that below, and they are a breeze. every crafter, every floral designer should have a pair of these, and I would definitely ask for Santa to put that in my stocking this Christmas. And I'll put a link to the fairy lights too, because you would love these. And they they're got a little bit bigger on the light bulb. They're not so tiny that you can't see them. Oh, and they put out a good amount of light. All right, so I'm going to start putting my greenery in. I'm going to fill in around, put some bulbs in, and continue to fill it until I like the look. So because this arrangement is not going in the center of the table, so it won't be seen from all four sides, it'll be mainly seen from the front. So I'm going to fill in the sides where it's kind of spilling over there, like a little bit longer. I'm going to fill in the back, and in the front, I don't want it to go tall because then you won't be able to see the arrangement. I'm going to kind of want it to go over the side and be short in the front because you're going to see it that way. So that's to be considered while you're doing it. And then add a little greenery between the bulbs after I put the bulbs in there to hide any of the foam and to add a little interest. And I kind of move the lights around as I see they need to, be underneath those white bulbs especially, and maybe up through the greenery some too. All right, so I'll be finished with this in just a second, and then I'm going to show you the beautiful results. You're going to love it. It's so upscale, and it just cost a few dollars for the bulbs and a little bit more for the greenery, and you have it's a stunning upscale farmhouse vintage Christmas arrangement. And wouldn't it be pretty to make these bulbs for your Christmas tree too? So I think I'm actually gonna do that. All right, I'll see it over here in a moment with it all finished up. All right, that's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I had a great time spray painting and cutting out those little circles with the Cricut. So I will link below about some other projects that you are gonna love. So you can see some of them behind me. So just check out down there in the description, find those other bloggers and YouTubers and DIYers. You're gonna love their inspiration, all Dollar Tree. And Merry Christmas. I'll see you back here next week for another challenge.